progress gracefully through the joys, trials, and tribulations that lie ahead, to arrive at that magnificent day when you officially become a medical doctor, maybe even with a distinction in research. You can do it. Maybe I missed today, but I will definitely be there at the convocation to witness the realization of your dreams come true. Very best regards, Dr. Gannon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. James, for that wonderful remarks. Moving forward, now, presentation of candidates by Dr. Biswas Pritam and presentation of white coat and stethoscope by Dr. Suraj and Dr. Pereira. Can you stand up, please? Now, the students will be called one after the other. You come up with the stethoscope and the white coat, and you hand it over to Dr. Pereira, and then we'll continue from there.
Good afternoon. I'd like to call upon the students. Toby Loba, Bambing Bojek. Manisha Bojwani. Surabhi Bharat. Felicia Burke. Rishabh Dave. Ali Ahmed Hassanpur. society. Francisca Yuanza. Ashley Ann Joby. Chika Kanu Iwi. Wabito Ali Korama. Saran Hari Krishnan. Thomas Jordan Matthews.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Yep, pretty much. Thanks so much, sir. Thank you.
Ronald Michael. Les chanter, merci. Narayani. Tuna and Yuen. Tuan and Yuen.
He's not here.
Oluwatobi Olonisakin. Meenakshi Satish. Fateh Warak. Nithya Wilson.
Raj, Dr. Pereira, and Dr. Biswas. Thank you, and congratulations to the new inductees. Moving forward will be administration of the oath by Dr. Alaric Sons, and the oath will be displayed on the screen. Dr. Sons, thank you.
Congratulations, you're used to listening to my voice in a classroom. I would like you all to stand, turn to the page, or take a look at the oath that's going to be on the screen. I'll be reading one paragraph at a time. And I want you to be honest, genuine, and I want to hear the oath that you're going to be taking. I publicly acknowledge and accept the privileges and responsibilities given to me as a physician in training and dedicate myself to provide care to those who need.
I publicly acknowledge and accept the privileges and responsibilities given to me as a physician in training and dedicate myself to provide care to those who need.
I approach all aspects of my education with honesty and integrity. Embrace opportunities to learn from the patients, teachers, and colleagues.
I approach all aspects of my education with honesty and integrity. Embrace opportunities to learn from the patients, teachers, and colleagues.
I will always maintain the highest standards of professional conduct.
I will always maintain the highest standards of professional conduct.
I will certify only that which I have personally verified, and I will never receive nor give unauthorized assistance on examinations.
I will certify only that which I have personally verified, and I will never receive nor give unauthorized assistance on examinations.
I will value the knowledge and wisdom of the physicians who have preceded me.
I will value the knowledge and wisdom of the physicians who have preceded me.
I will recognize my weakness and strengths and strive to develop those qualities that will earn the respect of my parents, my colleagues, my family, and myself.
I will recognize my weakness and strengths and strive to develop those qualities that will earn the respect of my parents, my colleagues, my family, and myself.
I will respect the humanity, rights, and decisions of all patients, and attend to them with compassion and without bias.
I will respect the humanity, rights, and decisions of all patients, and attend to them with compassion and without bias.
I will maintain patient confidentiality and be tactful in my words and actions.
I will maintain patient confidentiality and be tactful in my words and actions.
I will value the diversity of the patient's experiences, cultures, and beliefs because it enhances my ability to care for them and enriches my education.
I will value the diversity of the patient's experiences, cultures, and beliefs because it enhances my ability to care for them and enrich my education.
I will not forget that there is an art to medicine as well as science, and the warmth, sympathy, and understanding are integral to patient care.
I will not forget that there is an art to medicine as well as science, and the warmth, sympathy, and understanding are integral to patient care.
I will strive to earn the trust of my patients placed in me and the respect that the society places upon my profession.
I will strive to earn the trust of my patients placed in me and the respect that society places upon my profession.
I will recognize the privileges afforded to me as a physician in training and promise not to abuse them.
I will recognize the privileges afforded to me as a physician in training and promise not to abuse them.
Even as a student, I have a responsibility to improve the standard of health in my community to increase access to care to the underserved.
Even as a student, I have the responsibility to improve the standard of health in my community, to increase access to care to the underserved,
and to advance medical knowledge. As I accept these new responsibilities, I will not forget the importance of my own health and well-being.
As I accept these new responsibilities, I will not forget the importance of my own health and well-being.
I will continue to value my relations with those who have supported me in the past and those who will share my future.
I will continue to value my relations with those who have supported me in the past and those who will share my future.
Knowing my own limitations and those of medicine, I commit myself to a lifelong journey of learning how to cure, relieve, and comfort with humility and compassion.
Knowing my own limitations and those of medicine, I commit myself to a lifelong journey of learning how to cure, relieve, and comfort with humility and compassion.
I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor.
I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Jones, and congratulations once again. Okay, moving forward, I would like to call on Dr. Pritam Biswas to give us white coat ceremony remarks. Dr. Biswas.
Hi, good afternoon. Are you guys feeling great? Yes. All right, okay. So, notice here, you're having a white coat ceremony right now. What does your white coat signify? Any idea? Yeah? The start, it's actually the personification of altruism. It's the personification of sacrifice, and it's a lifetime of altruism and sacrifice is what it stands for. All right, so as you wear it today, it's very important that you understand that you've bought into a lifestyle. You've not just bought into a profession, or you haven't just bought into a course or an education course, but you have bought into a lifestyle. And it's really important for you to understand that as you wear this coat throughout your medical education and in the future, that you remember this quality of altruism and sacrifice throughout your careers. All right, so I mean, every university has its own way of doing the white coat ceremony. Some do it at the end of graduation, once you graduate, right? You guys are having it at the start, in the middle of your education. But it doesn't matter when it's done, but as long as you get the idea from and the significance of the white coat that you wear, all right? So you are buying into a life of altruism and a life of sacrifice, and you should wear it proudly. And once you wear it, you have to discharge all the obligations that come along with a medical career, all right? So I wish you all the best. While you wear this white coats, hope you get many of them in the future. Since this is your first one, all the very best for your medical education.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pritam Biswas. Please round of applause for him. Moving forward, I would like to briefly introduce our special guest, Dr. Leonas Suraj. Dr. Leonas Suraj is a graduate of the University of West Indies, where he graduated with MBBS in June 1981 at Queen Elizabeth Hospital, Barbados. He has postgraduate surgical training, ear, nose, and throat, the same University UE, Barbados, Then he moved to United Kingdom in 1986, where he pursued his postgraduate degree and he earned Fellow of Royal College of Surgery in Ear, Nose and Throat in Edinburgh and Glasgow. He also a Fellow of International Fellowship of American Otolaryngologist Head and Neck Surgery. He was a president of St. Lucia Planned Parenthood Association for 5 years. He was president, St. Lucia Medical and Dental Association for several years. He was a founding member of Tapian Hospital, and he served as medical director, chairman, board member of the same hospital. He was a founding member of St. Lucia Monitoring and Accreditation Committee for many schools on the island. He is currently chairman of Caribbean Association of Medical Council from 2012. Please, help me to welcome Dr. Leonard Suraj.
Thank you very much for this kind welcome. Sometimes I don't quite recognize myself when I hear these things. Mr. Busma, PowerPoint.
Yes.
I tend to be a very soft speaker, so are you hearing me?
Yes.
Or I have to shout a little more? While we are loading this in, I thought I'll present to you all, in this modern age of technology, a virtual gift, if you know what that means. Something that's not tangible. So, I'm going to present you all a toolkit so that you can maneuver through this life and understand. Life is full of difficulties. There's a Scottish saying that says, life is a bitch and then you die. So, once you accept that life is difficult, it no longer becomes difficult again, you're going to deal with it. Life is a series of problems, and rather than are we going to mourn and groan about it, or are we going to do something about it? And are we going to teach our children how to deal with the problems of life, or are we going to keep it to ourselves? So, and also the basic tenet or the basic principle of maneuvering through life is discipline, which is the basic tool to solve our life problems. Without discipline, we can't solve nothing. So the toolkit. Remember that every problem you solve prepares you to deal with the next problem. So in other words, you're adding value to your skills. Because if you, I try and stay on script, because if I don't do it, I'll end up repeating myself. So, but generally speaking, the hurdle that you encounter is what makes you. And never lose sight of that. Discipline is one of the basic tools that's required to solve life's problems. So I have put this toolkit together, and I took some, while I was reading the book, Dr. Scott Peck's book, The Road Less Traveled. Have you ever read that? Yeah. Or heard about it? Yeah. So while I was reading that, I said, look, I'm going to use some of this material just for this particular occasion. So I put it together. So they are tools, but they are also techniques of how to solve problems. And these techniques are basically face your challenges, don't run away from them. Procrastination, deal with it. Delayed gratification, acceptance of responsibility. Dedication to the truth. And I think that was mentioned earlier on in your talk. Dedicate yourself to the truth. Time management and balancing. That may sound out of place, balancing, but we're going to get to it. Challenges maketh man. Because from challenge, you develop yourself. Discipline, as I said before, is a basic tool that is needed to solve problems. And without discipline, you can't solve anything. Some people, with some discipline, we can solve some problems. With total discipline, we can solve almost everything. The difficulty is that the solution of life's problems are painful. And nobody likes pain. Pain is like bitter medicine. So sometimes you try to avoid it. So the problems tend to evoke fear, evoke pain, frustration, grief, sadness, anguish, despair, depending on what kind of problem. It might even get to suicide if you really have problems. So the problem vary quite widely. Yet, it is the process of solving the problem and finding the answers that actually makes us us. When you hear rags to riches and the American dream and how if you're prepared to work hard, you're going to get through, and those who maneuver around that cannot do so well, then this is the message there. Okay, and problem-solving capacity will determine who will be successful and who will be failure. According to Benjamin Franklin, those things that hurt instructs. All successful people are problem solvers. All failures are problem avoiders. And they miss out on the survival skill, the skill that is necessary. The hardship your parents put you through, thinking that they've been tough on you. Later on you realize, when wisdom catch up with you, you realize it wasn't so bad. Solution to problems call for courage and our wisdom, and create our courage and our wisdom. It calls for the courage, but it creates it within you. As physicians, our whole life is spent on solving problems. Sometimes we solve people's problems but can't solve ours. But it is a mindset that you were there to solve problems. I'll give you a small example of a moth in the cocoon was trying to squeeze itself out in the same way that all eggs hatch, etc. So this guy saw this moth trying to squeeze itself through and said, no, I can't put it through that trouble. So took a knife and cut the opening and allowed the thing to squeeze out. And it fell flat on the floor. The wings are heavy and couldn't fly. The message there, and of course it perished. The message there is that the squeezing through the passage removed the lymph from the wings into the body to lighten the wings for them to fly. So that trying to avoid the hardship was at the cost of the life itself. So our children will observe what we do and emulate what we do. What leadership are offering them? What leadership are we offering them? What are we telling? Are we living by example? If they learn how to avoid and not tackling problems, they too in their life will do the same. And they'll be terribly unprepared for this world of challenges. And therefore, at that point, life becomes hard. Because lack of preparation makes life becomes hard. Again, to create growth and human capacity, it is the capacity to solve problems that creates the growth and the human capacity. The best way to conquer a problem is not to go around it, but through it. There are always parasites that don't want to solve problems, but they too will discover that they don't grow. They will feed off other people until such time as that comes to a stop. So the growth has a cost. For this reason, wise people always, they never try to avoid problems. They always try to find problems and solve problems. There is no fear of solving problems. Every challenge you encounter draws from you the power to conquer things. For example, anytime you get to a particular problem, you draw back on what you have conquered before and say, yes, I've done that before, I can do this one. But if you have nothing to draw on, then you're basically rattling at the first sight of any problem. Procrastination. Procrastination is a thief of time, we always hear that. But it's also the postponement of pain. You're waiting for the ideal time to do something. There's a fear of the pain of doing it. Postponement can convert a chronic situation to an emergency situation. In medical terms, I'm sure that you will be familiar with that. And it can convert a benign situation to a malignant situation. Sometimes the pain of avoiding is more painful than the pain of finding a solution. The only thing that it gets worse. Nothing, if you don't deal with it, it does not remain the same, it only gets worse. If you ignore them, if you forget them, if you hope it will go away, it never goes away. Avoidance, sometimes people develop very complicated avoidance to avoid problems. And you can see it in life. There are those people who they have perfected the arts of avoiding skills. But that could have been more accurately done by putting these skills into problem-solving skills. And those people who become avoiding problems develop all kinds of neuroses. Delayed gratification. A process of scheduling the pain and the pleasure of life in such a way that to enhance the pleasure and minimize the pain. For example, when you eat your ice cream you're icing on the cake before the cake. That's what you're doing. You're looking for the pleasure before the pain. Delaying pain is a pain in itself because it's unsettling in your mind. If you have something to do and you have not done it, it's on your mind, you want to do it, you live a miserable life wanting to do it, never get it done, until something catastrophic happens and you're forced to do it. For example, as you'll find very soon, if they say a little child have an IV to replace, you say, well, I'll do it a little later. And then is the child in distress? No. And then when something else happens, you have to put that IV and you have other things to do. And so therefore it mitigates against you. So what you have to do it, don't procrastinate, don't delay gratification. And sometimes you have to delay gratification to achieve what you want to achieve. The fact that you have chosen medicine is in itself a delayed gratification. You put into this hardship with the expectation that later on in life it's going to be easier. But I can tell you it's not going to be any easier. It gets more challenging, you begin to enjoy it. And you enjoy it and you do it, but not because it's easier. So although the premise is to get a easier life later on, you might be getting a more lucrative life, but certainly it might not be easy. And what influences delayed gratification? And most of the scientists think that it is parenting. There's no genetic basis on which people are disciplined. Discipline comes with parenting and upbringing. And procrastination itself is the inability to delay gratification. It has disastrous consequences. What is very clear, most people, ambitious people, who are driven, successful people usually delay gratification for later days. Acceptance of responsibility. To solve life's problem, you have to take responsibility for the problem. You cannot let somebody else do it. They become your problem and not the problem of somebody else. You cannot hope that somebody else will solve the problem. Problems can vary widely from studying, pulling out your weight in the project, finance, relationship, domestic, all different kind of problems exist. Successful people take responsibility and they do what they have to do, and they don't want to be told, because even though you know you have to do it, when you're being told, it kind of annoys you, the reluctance to do it. On the other hand, those people who take no responsibility, they tend to be low achievers, they develop bad habits, they procrastinate, they usually late, usually unreliable in teamwork, and they tend to be indecisive. dedication to the truth. They say the truth will set you free. It will also keep you out of trouble. The truth is when you lie. And according to other agencies, lies can be of two types. You have the black lies, which is, and the white lies. You know the difference between a black and a white lie? Well, a black lie is that you know it's a lie and you say it's an untruth. You say something that's not true. A white lie is that whatever you say is true, but you have left something out. And we have very common examples these days in the media as well. White lies and withholding some of the truth. So, but as it turned out, that white lies are more commonly practiced, and they can be far more dangerous than black lies. So you must be true to everybody and in all your actions. A physician's practice is all about trust, and the lies will erode your trust. You must be true to your colleague because they will be your defense. You're a student now, but very soon you have responsibility of your own, and you understand it. Especially in small societies where word of mouth is very fast, and bad news always go faster than good news. So if anything happens, then people start talking. Now that we have social media, bad news travels even faster and unchecked and unproved. So that can easily destroy your reputation. And don't forget that later on you realize that if you're in a small society, the patient themselves can pitch doctors against themselves, against each other. By telling you something the doctor said this, that, hoping that you say something that is negative, and they'll take that and carry it on. So be very careful what you say, to who you say it, and in what medium you say it. Stay through your personal relationship with your children. There's a very good example which I'll mention earlier. In terms of children, keep your promises, because if you don't speak the truth to your children, it messes up their personality. For example, in psychiatry, there is a particular guy who came for treatment, psychiatric evaluation, and counseling because his wife and his two kids left him. They left him, and so the wife said, unless you, and he was very affectionate to his wife, to his children, not necessarily the wife, children. So they asked him, well, unless you go through some psychiatric counseling, you're not going back in my life again. But as it turned out, the guy himself came from a parenting where he was promised this and never delivered. He was promised a bike, and that bike never came. He was promised to go to the beach, that never happened. And over, the child growing up sees the parent as not speaking, as not delivering, but as if the parent is their world. And as if the whole world is lying. So he doesn't trust anybody. So this kind of lack of trust manifests itself in his adult relationship, where he loved his children, but he didn't trust the wife. So unless he had gone to therapy, they would not have accepted going back. So that's the kind of thing that happened. Children remember. And you have to be dead honest with them. You deliver what you promise, or don't promise at all. Time management. Well, you really can wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, get to your senses, have your coffee, pack your bags, read the morning news, have some breakfast, take a shower, and do all that. Iron your clothes if you have to, expect to run in 30 minutes, and expect to take a bus and get to work or to school at 8 o'clock. It just doesn't happen. You have to manage your time, you have to make allocation of time for everything. Because time is important and it is a dispensable asset. Time is also a resource. Everything you do takes time. And when you rush, you're prone to make errors. You're prone to forget something. You're prone to misjudge. And people do it all the time without underestimating the importance of time. Punctuality is a kind of discipline, and you can be judged by punctuality. Certainly, if you go into a meeting, if you're going to a ward round, the moment you be late a few times, your boss look at it and say, look man, this is a slacker. And most times they're correct. So you have to, punctuality gives a very good impression, and lack of punctuality equally bad. And sometimes if you have to be doing work with your classmates, etc., you have to be honest with them and be punctual so you can do what you have to. Balance. Balance requires judgment and discipline. There's this dilemma because all the time I've been talking about the things in a one-way track kind of way. You need courage to conquer, yet you need fear to retreat. You need to be honest and truthful for you to survive, yet there are sometimes you have to hold back the truth. So it's not plain and simple that it's going to sail through. You've got to judge. We need discipline to take control of ourselves, yet you have to be spontaneous. You have to break loose a little bit. You have to live. Again, management of anger. We need anger. We have to make anger our ally. We need to be driven by anger. We need to harness anger to become competitive, high achievers, raise our expectations. But not anger to destroy ourselves. Therefore, like a fire, anger has to be kept under control to bring the best in us. And balance, I would say, requires the input of a higher brain function. Are you all very familiar with the function of the prefrontal cortex? That's what the money is these days. It is phylogenetically the new part of the brain, and it is involved in the executive function of the brain. That part of the brain that talks about judgment. And it is the last to develop, and therefore it developed very late, in the 20s, early 20s, still developing. That's why if you start smoking marijuana at this early age, it can affect the prefrontal cortex and affect your sense of balance, not stereo, balance. But it affects your judgment, your wisdom.
I got a white coat on.
How you relate with him. So the prefrontal cortex is extremely important in executive function, in your sense of balance, what you say, when you say, how you react, what measured response you give by eliciting certain responses to certain stimuli. So sometimes what provoke you must be balanced to how you respond. And that is where the executive function comes in. I hope I have stimulated your mind. I saw one person yawning, but I couldn't. But I hope that this little kit, if you listen to what I say, if you follow it through, it might make a positive impression in your life. I wish you a balanced life.
Thank you so much, Dr. Suraj. Please, round of applause for Dr. Suraj. Just roughly 3 years ago, Dr. Suraj was our invited guest, Michael Ceremony. And thank you for coming again. Thank you. Now, we'd like to invite Ms. Shante Nisek to give a remark on behalf of the second semester, Ms. Shante.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome our distinguished guests, faculty, staff, parents, and friends to this special evening at the International American University College of Medicine. The white coat symbolizes clinical service and patient care. When people see you in your white coat, they will automatically think that you're a doctor. However, with or without your white coat, you will be a physician. And you will be an exceptional one, because you will have passion in your heart and knowledge in your mind. As we go through our basic sciences, I would like to encourage us to gain as much knowledge as we possibly can, to seize every opportunity to learn new information and skills to help us achieve our ultimate goal. After this evening, we have made the obligation both to ourselves, colleagues, and most importantly, our patients, to act in their best interest, be honest, have integrity, respect, compassion, and to strive for excellence. I would like to remind us not to forget to encourage our fellow colleagues as we embark on this beautiful journey together. Let's grab each other by the hand and offer help where help is needed. No one person can do it alone. We've all come here with a common goal and understand the struggles that each of us face. When you're presented with a challenge, don't run away from it. Face it head on. Obstacles are all a part of this journey. When you feel as though you're failing, sometimes the only transport to success is a leap of faith. I am beyond honored to represent each and every one of you here today. The majority of us have been together since Pre-Med 1, and we've grown so much. And I can't wait to continue to grow and excel with every single one of you. As we celebrate this evening with thousands of selfies and Snapchats and cake and everything else, I would like to encourage us to really enjoy this moment and to soak it all in. But don't soak for too long, because we have a biochem and physio test on Monday.
Thank you. Don't soak it in too much. Now, moving forward, I would like to invite Bolwaduro Adeyemi, semester 4 student, to give a remark.
As it turns out, I have been rendered quite useless by all the speakers that came before me. But I will say what I have anyway. I'll start by congratulating you guys and commending you all here today. Congratulations, because you have successfully started this long and arduous journey to become a physician. And commendations, because you have chosen a field where, despite the societal respect and supposed prestige associated with the profession, you have dedicated yourselves to a lifetime of service. Service that requires compassion, dedication, ironclad perseverance, and above all, humility. Looking at your faces this evening, I see a group of future physicians. I see a class of people that have consciously decided to embody the principles of benevolence and altruism. It's not an easy task. At times you will wonder what madness possessed you to study medicine. Time flies in medical school, not because you're having fun, unless you're a big nerd like me. There is a popular joke that in the course of learning how to heal, we medics become patients ourselves. That's not a lie, because I'll give you an example. The day of my first ever NBME exam, I was so full of adrenaline that I wore 2 different shoes to school that day. Those of you that know me well will also know of the many psychotic breaks I have before exams. One thing I will tell you though, is that it's all worth it. The first time you encounter a patient, whether at a student-run clinic or at the hospitals we visit, at least for me, there was a profound sense of awe and
responsibility when someone looks to you for health guidance like that, even if it's as small a matter as their blood pressure. All those hours of studying and mentally dying in front of your laptop screens, it all becomes worth it. Now it's a person in front of you. It's a living, breathing, talking person. That's the difference between this profession you've chosen and any other. In few other fields, do the results of your decisions so directly affect the lives of other human beings? So directly have the ability to alleviate suffering or cause it, but hopefully it doesn't come to that. Like I said, it makes everything worth it. Med school is a roller coaster. No matter how well adjusted you are, you will experience ups and downs. No question about it. You will laugh, you will cry. Sometimes you'll cry more, sometimes you'll laugh more. You might do both simultaneously when you face the NBME. It's a process. You're being shaped. Nowhere in the world does anything good come easy. The loftier your goal, the more suffering you must endure to attain it. I can think of no loftier goal than asking someone to place their life in your hands. It's also fun sometimes, I should add. It's quite fascinating to learn about the human body in your first 2 semesters, and in your 3rd and 4th, you learn how things could go horribly wrong. To round up, I'll give you the biggest single piece of advice I give anyone. The code by which I live here at med school, so to speak. I find it effective to ask myself a particular question on a regular basis. Every day, or every week, or after every exam would do. And the question is, the way I am going about learning to be a physician, the things I am doing and plan to do, in 5, 10, 15 years from now, would I trust me to be my physician? Would I put my life in the hands I am shaping here at IAU? If at any time you have to even think about the answer to the question, something needs to change. Expect setbacks. That's not just med school, that's life. But no matter how many times you were knocked down, stand, dust yourself off, and forge ahead. You only truly fall when you don't get up. That being said, take care of yourselves emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. Take care of each other. Call it practice for when you have to take care of patients. You will forge strong friendships at med school. Some might last a lifetime. I read somewhere that in med school, you bond with people out of admiration, shared interests, mere proximity, and failing all that, mutual suffering. We all need someone to lean on every now and then. Those relationships are extremely valuable. Be strong, be positive. Whatever comes, face it on your feet. As physicians, you are by default leaders. Have faith in yourselves. You all have within you the potential to be great doctors, whatever you or anyone might think. What you do with that potential is up to you. Again, congratulations, future medics.
Thank you so much. And make sure you don't wear 2 different pairs of shoes. Thank you both. Moving forward, I would like to call on the Dean of Basic Science, Dr. James, to help me present awards and student certificates to our previous students and award to Basic Science for our outstanding performance in NDME and internal exam. Dr. James. Now, I will start with the pre-med certificates for those students that went through the pre-med program. I will start with Surabi Brat. Ashley Hanjovic. Nitya Susan Wilson. Lashonte Music. Manisha Bujwani. That's all great font, really pretty. Okay. I want to refer to what Dr. Suraj mentioned. Now we should keep off marijuana. Minashi Shetty. Richard Def. Felicia Borg. Jordan Thomas Matthew. Sharon Krishna Ari. Toby Loba Bamidor. Okay, moving forward, the Dean's Academic Award of Excellence for outstanding performance in microbiology, neuroscience, MBME, and internal serious summative exams goes to Boluwaju Adeyemi. Moving forward, the Dean's Academic Award of Excellence for outstanding performance in physiology, for serious summative and MBME goes to Manur Manur. These Award of Excellence for outstanding performance in behavioral science, serious summative, and MBME for spring 2017 for behavioral science goes to KC Uga. Leads Award of Excellence for outstanding performance in MBME and serious summative biochemistry goes to Berin Jonalagata. Dean's Award of Excellence for outstanding performance in MBME for gross anatomy histology goes to Buran Ludin Patawala. Thank you so much, Dr. James. Thank you. Round of applause for you. Okay, I think everything being said, advice, please know why you're here. Don't forget, don't lose focus. Know that when you're out there, you represent the school, not only yourself. You should know the way you carry yourself. People out there see you as doctors, so that you know how to behave from today, because when you're out there and you do something funny, it will get back to the school. And the way they see the school also will be affected, okay? And also your family. I think Dr. Suraj has mentioned everything. Because leadership, people see you as leader. Always remember and don't forget that you being a doctor is not only to make money. There is no money in medicine. It's more of service. And don't lose focus. It's going to be rough, but keep your focus. On behalf of the International American University College of Medicine, I would like to say a special thanks to Dr. Lena Suraj for finding time to be with us today. Please round of applause. I would also like to thank all the administrative staffs, my colleagues, faculty and staff. Please round of applause for supporting me again. The students, the returning students, the old students, the well-wishers, thank you for being here. And also I would like to thank our host country, St. Lucia. I would say God bless St. Lucia. And also I would say God bless International American University College of Medicine. And God bless all. Thank you. Now, all we're going to do for the students, for the new inductee, you have a photo section out there. Miss Natasha will lead you outside. If you want to take, you will take a class picture, and also you take pictures with your well-wishers, just opposite there. And for the our invited guests, faculty and staff, we move to the next door, which is opposite for refreshments. And you guys will join us later. Okay? Thank you so much.